I am going through my DVR on Sunday morning, listening to and watching the UFC post fight show for UFC 210, and I heard this.
Look to be going Gegard's way. You know what's incredible about this? This was only the second time Chris Weidman has fought in his home state of New York. He has told his team, and they all said, never again. They are not going to fight in New York. We do have a Long Island show coming up this summer. We thought Chris would be on that. It looks like he doesn't want any part of that commission. So that's a tough break. But folks, we do have a winner in this situation.
Now, this is hilarious. Chris Weidman, a native New Yorker. Hell, maybe along with Jones, maybe ahead of Jones, the face of MMA in New York. He is the as far as active fighters, the first name that pops in mind. I mean, he's still living in New York, has a gym in New York. Jones in New Mexico. Chris Weidman fought for how long to get MMA in New York? How long did he fight to get MMA in New York? Probably years, I'm assuming, okay? Helped the UFC, talked to legislators, all these things. Put in a lot of work, you know. It was his dream to fight at MSG. He loses in that fight against Romero, flying knee, bleeding all over the place. So his dream turns into a nightmare. And in his following fight in Buffalo, he loses by TKO because in a quit bitch move, he was trying to put his hands down to take advantage of a rule so he would not get kneed in the face. Or if he got kneed in the face, he wanted to use that as a way out, as a way to whine and cry that, oh, I got fouled. You could read his lips. He said that shit. I got kneed in the face while my hands were down, okay? So he could get a break. His ass was gassing, alright? And now, after the event, it is being reported that Weidman, after all these years of wanting MMA in New York, fighting to get it legalized in New York, after 2 fights in New York, he is quitting MMA in New York. I mean, this shit, it doesn't get much better than this, y'all. It does not get better than this. A native New Yorker who fought for MMA in New York had a nightmare at MSG. His dream, his his dream was to fight at MSG. It turned into a nightmare at MSG. Uh, so he never wants to see Romero or MSG again. Now he is so upset apparently at what happened in this fight. He wants to put the blame on the commission and say that they are wrong and don't know what they're doing. Now he's claiming that he does not want to fight in New York again. As Karen Brown just said, they have a card coming up in Long Island. They figured he would be on the card, and now they're figuring he won't be. I'm assuming Wyman will have a change of heart once he cools down, once he drinks some ice water, some iced tea, whatever his beverage of choice is. He will realize that, hey, this is home. My people are here. Somebody will get in his ear, and he will fight in New York again. Okay, maybe these are just emotions after the fight. If he sticks by this, I will be surprised. Because he fought for how long to get MMA in New York, and now he does not want to fight in New York. That this shit is laughable. You cannot make this up. This writes itself. You know, it's unbelievable. But you know what? At the end of it all, Weidman, you have yourself to blame because that was some bullshit you tried to pull, man. That was bullshit. You put yourself in that situation. You were the one who tried to place 2 hands on the mat to either avoid Mousasi from kneeing you in the face. Well, Mousasi will say, oh my goodness, he has two hands down, so I'm not going to knee him in the face because that's a foul. Or if you were to get kneed in the face like you did, you can whine and say, oh my God, oh, I got kneed while my hands were down. Oh, you know, in my eyes, that is a bitch move. I have hated fighters putting one hand down when when they were able to do that to consider themselves being a down opponent. I'm glad they changed that rule, and now Weidman foolishly tried to put two hands down so he could still take advantage of that situation, and it failed. It did not work out in his favor, and I'm glad it didn't. I hope a lot of fighters saw this and take note. You know, everything I said about this fight played out. You know, shout out to Cyrus who commented on my Weidman versus Mousasi video that I did talking about his mental state, Weidman's mental state. Uh, I mean, look, he was trying to get the eye of the tiger. He was trying to get the edge back in his guest room, for Christ's sake. When he thought about going back to his parents' basement, then he changed his mind, goes back home. He's flip flopping. So where was his mind at? Why was he trying to put two hands on the canvas to avoid AD? No, you put your hands up and cover your face, protect yourself at all times to avoid that shit. Not put place your hands on the mat, because Mousasi, I'm pretty sure he was probably was not even looking at his hands. But as I said, the experience, his 50th fight, Mousasi, while this was what Weidman's 16th fight, Mousasi was experienced enough to pull Weidman's ass up as he was throwing those knees, and it paid off. Those were legal knees. Congrats to Mousasi. He should not feel guilty about this whatsoever. He was apologizing after the fight, saying he likes Weidman and all that. When in fact Weidman was trying to cheat Mousasi. He was trying to get an advantage by using a rule, and in my opinion, he was trying to get a way out. He was gassing. He wanted to take advantage of that 5 minute rest, and it was bullshit. He got what he deserved, and congrats to Mousasi. They talking about doing a rematch. The UFC now has to pay Mousasi a truckload of money. I'm expecting Mousasi to get six-figure paydays just to show now, because he in my eyes, he is a legend. He has won championships everywhere, Strikeforce, Dream, you name it. The man has done it all, and man has 40 plus wins in a 50 fight career, and this guy, if Hunt and Overeem are getting big paydays, this man deserves the big paydays too, man, because he is still one of the best in the world. He is 31 years old, you know. So kudos to Mousasi, man. I am rooting for Mousasi. I like Mousasi. Good job by him. No need to apologize, man. You did what you were supposed to do. Weidman was trying to cheat. He wanted a way out. He tried to take advantage of a rule, and it blew up in his face. His face got blown up by some knees. Thanks for watching.